There is only 2 games to go in the Premier League season, and we're just outside of the relegation zone. Technically, we could still get relegated here. I don't like our chances. Hey guys, and welcome back to the 17th episode of the FM21 Salford in the Prem Save, where today we are facing Manchester City and then Everton in 2 games that are going to go a long way to deciding who ends up in the top of the table. Well, I think Manchester City have kind of already confirmed that, but Everton are probably going to want to get some points here. So, if Manchester City could just drop some points for us, that would be lovely, because at this current point in time, we are still well and truly within a chance of going down this season. And that's not what I want for the season finale, which, by the way, it is today. It's the season finale. We're doing the season review. So if you are new to the series, make sure that you have subscribed, like this video if you are enjoying this series so far. And without any further ado, let's take a look at what happened since last time. And it has only been good things. A draw against Tottenham, which is, not bad. It's pretty good considering it's Tottenham and we're Salford, who are down in 17th place right now. But then a 4-1 away from home win against Aston Villa. Boy oh boy, I was thrilled with that. We've knocked them down to 8th place. I'm sure they're not exactly thrilled about that, but I'm happy with it. We're 5 points ahead of Leeds, so technically speaking, we could get relegated. We could get saved at the end of this game, and we could even move all the way up to 13th place. That would be an impressive feat to end the season. But I'm not going to lie, I'm not expecting huge things as we are versing Manchester City and Everton, as I have already touched on. But I'm not going to mess around. It's going to be a long episode either way, so we're going to jump into the first game of the episode against Manchester City, get it over and done with, and just hope that we can somehow scratch by with a point. That would be an amazing result for us. This is the squad that we're going with. It has been a pretty solid squad for us lately. Gassama and Silva working really well up top together. We're trying an advanced playmaker here. Merivale's still playing as that anchor role. I think it's working really well. Garma can't really find his way into the team because Boyd has been playing quite well recently, but a wee bit of dip in form, but maybe he deserves... let's give Garma a chance on that left-hand side. Let's jump into it. Let's verse Manchester City, and let's hopefully solidify ourselves in the Premier League next season. Leeds. I've never ever hated Leeds. I'm fine with Leeds, but I definitely am the biggest Leeds anti-supporter of all time right now. I want them to drop as many points as possible. And who are they versing today? If we go into latest scores, is there a game going on alongside us? Leeds aren't involved in anything. It's anticlimactic, isn't it? They're coming away with the first opportunity here, but we have headed it out actually. Take a look at it right afterwards, so that kind of, once again, as Football Manager loves to do, makes me look like a bit of an idiot, but we have picked it up once again. Fabio Silva knocked it onto Gassama, and Gassama was through, if not for that beautiful tackle from the Manchester City player. For a second I thought they had fouled him, but no, I think it was definitely a fair challenge. They've tried to hit it on. Ward-Prowse is onto it though, and it does look like we are knocking the ball around with a fair bit of confidence as we are running up the pitch. Ward-Prowse looking to play it infield, finds Gravenberch, plays it into Gassama. Gassama with the shot, it's blocked. Is that a penalty? Boys and girls, I've paused it and I don't know why. I think we've only gone and won a penalty after 14 minutes against Manchester City. I think the last time we got a penalty on camera, we missed it. So let's make sure it doesn't happen this time. Gassama's the one who's going to be taking it. Silva has a higher penalty rating. Can Gassama put it in anyway? He does. And I'm happy I didn't change that taker. Gassama wins the penalty. He scores it and we are 1-0 up against Manchester City. And I'm thinking, a balanced mentality? It seems a bit too positive for me at this current point in time. But we're going to roll with it. Let's see what this Manchester City formation is looking like. They're still reasonably cautious. They're not insanely offensive at the moment, so I think it's worth keeping this formation, this mentality from out, because nothing's going wrong at this current point in time. Yeah, we're definitely outperforming what anyone would have expected, and as things stand, we are staying in the league, but let's not get too comfortable in this position. There is a chance. We're on the ball right now, but I'm not going to lie, I'm not expecting us to keep on the ball for too much longer, as they do win it from a header, and now they are moving forward, playing it out wide. find a player. Costello trying to find a ball, but Ward-Prowse clears it out, and we have it back. Gassama, no, throw on goal. He's one-on-one with the keeper, and that could have solidified ourselves in the league this year. I mean, obviously it is very physically possible for Manchester City to come away with 6 goals in the second half, but as things stand, we are certainly the better side tonight. But 4 shots to our 3, they could pop any goals in at any point in time. But going into half-time, we're still leading, and if we can keep going in this exact same way for the second half, I think we might be safe in this league. We've got to guard against complacency now. Who reacted? Gravenberch, how could you possibly react? Of course we can't get... It's Manchester City. Well, you can't argue with that. You can't say, nah, I think complacency could be the right call here. No! They're going to eat us alive if we get I'm actually taking them off. I'm fuming about that, if you can't tell already. They look to be coming straight back into it in the second half, though. I'm definitely... Nah, it's going to happen now. We're going to go down to a cautious mentality, hope that just closes them out a wee bit more. I'm not expecting us to have a huge amount of attacking opportunities, to be honest. I'm just hoping that we don't see any opportunities for the rest of the game. Garmer's not got great physical condition, so we're going to bring Andy Boyd on. Probably does deserve a wee appearance after the good form he has been putting in recently, especially in the last game. I know he actually played quite well in the last game, and I'm dropping him straight after that good performance, which doesn't make much logical sense. But there's 10 minutes to go in this game, and we're still winning. It's now 8 minutes, 7.5 to be completely exact here, and we're going to bring Alex Hunt on, a player that is a real veteran for the club. If he can help us stay up in the last few minutes, that would be brilliant. We're going into additional time now. Why are you giving us 5? Okay, we didn't see a single highlight, so I understand. I didn't see everything. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but 5 minutes seems excessive. And there's an opportunity. I will admit, it's much before the 5-minute mark, so I don't think it would have made a difference either way, but it's still concerning. I don't need it in my life, and Vasquez very, very well collects it. Very well? I don't think that's quite what I was trying to say. Very confidently, calmly. I don't know. I was trying to say something, but it didn't end up coming out right. But he's got the ball, and that's the important thing. But they're coming straight back at us. I don't think that the chance is over, and I don't think that was the real highlight that we were going to see. Davids whips a ball in, and it is 1-1. And I'll take a draw. I will take a draw. Like, I'm not too cut about this. But if they hit us again with another chance, I should have gone to time wasting. I'm really disappointed in myself for not doing that. And we're going to actually do that now. We're going to... No, okay, we can go slightly higher tempo, but definitely time wasting whenever possible, and I'm just hoping that we don't see any more highlights in the rest of the game. We've gotten a 1-1 draw away from home against Manchester City, which is a much better result than we could have ever hoped for, and I'm not going to lie, I think that is going to confirm our spot in the Premier League next season, because even if Leeds win their next 2 games, which by the way is unlikely, even though they are versing Newcastle and Brighton, I know I haven't shown that on camera, but I've checked it in my own personal time, so there you go. There's some of my life donated to yours. Even if they do win both of those games, they'd have to win them by an insane margin for them to even come close to our goal difference. I think we're safe. It's just a matter of whether or not it gets confirmed, and we're going to simulate forward together to try and hopefully find out if that does happen. I'm immediately reconsidering the fact that I've said we're going to simulate forward together, but I'm sticking by it, and I'm a man of my word. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it on my own. I will admit this is not what you were expecting to see, but Salford have offered us a new contract now. Ignore the fact that I mispronounced offered in the first time, but we've managed to negotiate it up actually, and they want to sign us for 4 years. They love us here at this club. We're doing good. We're doing good things here. And Leeds are versing Newcastle away from home. An ideal situation would be a draw, because then it is possible for us to reach Newcastle and still impossible for Leeds to beat us. So we definitely don't want them to be getting too many points here, Leeds, but we don't want Newcastle to be getting too many points either. I'm not going to lie, I just didn't read those and click buttons as we went along. Surely the game is happening now. I don't know how much longer you guys can handle my voice. Specifically, it is exactly what we wanted. It's a draw. Leeds are relegated. We have survived the season, and that is everything that we needed in this season. Get in. I mean, I know that the goal before the start of the season was to finish top half of the table, but it doesn't matter. we've ended up with a great result here. We've come away with 38 points, and that's all we need. We're probably not going to get any points in this last game of the season, but you never know. We could finish on top of Newcastle. We could finish as high as 15th place, which would be an amazing feat after what has gone on this year. I'm just happy that we've turned our form around. But looking at this phase here, that is top half form easily, like very easily. So if we keep doing this next season, realistically we could be pushing for that top half spots and maybe even higher. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We need to celebrate the small victory that we've got right here, right now, and that is avoiding relegation. If we take a look at the table and actually really analyse that second half of the season, because obviously the first half of the season wasn't great, down in third to bottom, but in the second half, we've actually come away with a pretty good result. Mid-table, 18 games, 5-1, 8 draws, 5 losses. It's a lot of draws going on this season, to be completely honest. A lot of draws that could have been wins. 14 draws. That is where the issue is. Just not many wins going on. But we've done enough. We've survived. And I'm going to play this next game off camera, because otherwise this is going to be an extensively long video. And I don't know how much you guys can handle an extensively long video, because even I get sick of my voice. So, do we cover it? I'm reconsidering already. It's an 11-minute mark. Nah, I'm covering it. If you want to, just skip ahead to the season review. But for those of you that want to watch it, let's get into the final game of the season and just revel in the absolute glory of finishing 17th place. It's beautiful. Let's end it on a high for those of you that are actually watching. I do recall saying you can skip forward. That was me giving you permission. I thoroughly regret it already. But we're going to start Marilla in the last game of the season. Probably going to be his last ever game for our club. Definitely not done enough in his loan spell to warrant being signed again. But hey, you know, if he scores an insane hat-trick in this episode, in this game, I'll think about it. Is it going to happen? No. I don't think we've got a single hat-trick all season, which is mildly depressing. But we're versing Everton today, who have already had 3 shots to our 0. So it's looking less and less likely that Marilla is getting signed. Since when did this game solely focus on Marilla? We're coming back into it though. 2 shots to their 3. It's not an exciting one. It's not a riveting one so far, but that's what we'll live with. That's what we enjoy. Currently, we've found out recently that we are amazing at draws. So if we can come away with another one here tonight, I'll be certainly happy with that, because yeah, the Everton side are much better than us. Let's all be honest here, but they're on the ball right now, and we could be getting it back. It could be our opportunity, but realistically, it's going to be theirs, isn't it? Cummings on the ball, playing it infield, and they do have an opportunity to whip it in, and it goes just wide of the mark there. And we've somehow kept ourselves at 0-0, even though there's the first highlight that we've seen in the entire game. So it's not actually that surprising that it didn't go into the back of the net, because statistically speaking, you don't see a goal from every single highlight, so you wouldn't expect to see one from the first one. So since when is, I was about to say, since when is Football Manager so statistics based? I think the entire game is just statistical analysis based off probability in a series of events that happen throughout a course of matches being produced through the form of a football game that actually are just numbers and equations happening, but it's being shown to us by the match engine and relate to how well our team do on the pitch, and then how much money we get, and just all sorts of statistics. So really, we're basically playing a game where we're rolling the dice. We may as well be sitting here rolling the dice, but for now, Fabio Silva, he's rolled the dice, he's gotten 6s, and we're 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go against Everton, and Marilla's coming off. We've focused on him for the first 15 minutes, realised he's not that good, that he's going to come off. Maybe it's not that he's not that good, and that advanced playmaker is not the best thing for him, but hey, a poor craftsman, what's that phrase? I can't remember it anymore, because I realised that it would actually not go well with what I'm trying to say. Ward-Prowse comes away with a solid assist. That was a very good passage of play, and the goalkeeping leaves a little to be desired, but Fabio Silva nets his 13th goal of the season, I believe it said, and that means that he has scored more goals this season than Gassama, and that is a serious achievement for us, for our club, because Gassama has been the star for us for years and years, and I'm absolutely disappointed in him this year. But at least someone's putting the ball into the back of the net, and with 4 minutes to go, we could be adding another one to the tally. I mean, it's more likely that Everton are going to add to that tally, but for now, we're on the ball. Fabio Silva gets it, he's going to look to cross it in, finds Gravenberch, and Gravenberch really should be finishing that, but Gassama does it, and he scored his 14th goal of the season, and Gassama says, Raxo, what are you on about? I'm just as good at scoring goals as Fabio Silva, and we're winning this game 2-0. What a way to end the season, what a way to end this relegation battle. A great escape, it definitely has been. I mean, it's not exactly been like we were on 20th place with 3 games to go in the season, and we were 9 points away from getting out of the relegation zone, but we've escaped, and we haven't even finished just outside of the relegation zone. We've finished 2 spots outside of the relegation zone. So, in my opinion, this has been an absolutely exceptional season. We've certainly done better than I thought we did. At certain points of the season, and the end of it has been outstanding. This is amazing form from this Manchester United game onwards. We just seem to have clicked. We seem to have worked out a formation that has worked for us, and that formation is a formation that we ignore the fact that we had the 5 at the back. We actually changed to the 4-1-2-1-2 diamond narrow thing, and it's the formation we started the season with. So all this experimenting, like, you know, when we drew 2-2, that's the diamond. When we lost 1-0 to Leicester, that is, it's also the diamond. Bad example. Where's one where we experimented? The other game against Everton. So there we go. This is when we didn't use the diamond. There's a lot of games in there where we didn't use the diamond. I think the lesson at the end of the season is to use the diamond. And I'm more than happy to realise that at the end of the season, staying in the Premier League. To the guy that keeps asking, am I going to change the name of the series if we get relegated? This is why I haven't been wanting to think about it, because I was confident that we were going to do it. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I was very, very nervous the whole time I was talking to you about it, but it's come away well for us, and we've come away with the result that we wanted, and all we have to do at the end of the season is wrap it up with the season review. And I think the board are going to be happy with the result. I mean, they've signed me for another 4 years, so clearly they can't hate me that much. And we now have the new arrivals to analyse. And I think we have actually made some great signings for the future. Not a lot of players that have amazingly impacted in their first season, but I think some steady flow of just wonder kids that are going to certainly improve the squad over time. And I think for now, they are not exactly where we need them to be, but at some point they're going to be world class, and I'm actually genuinely meaning that for just about every single one of the youngsters that we have brought in. This man being one of them for sure, and he has officially got a work permit now. He will be a starter next season, I am sure. Fabio Silva gets a C. A C. And he's the best signing of the season. Gravenberch gets a B-. What? I don't understand any of that logic. Manu gets a B-. He hasn't been bad for us. Dimitric, I mean, he came in on a free, and we're probably going to sell him for a massive profit as well. Kim Campbell, another player that we bought in and probably are going to sell. But he's got pretty high potential. It's probably worth loaning him out for a few seasons. And okay, I thought that they fixed glitch thing, but we're going back, and now we're running back into it. Stankovic, definitely a player I should have played more often than I did, but certainly one that has plenty of time to continue progressing. He's got 3-star current ability and 5-star potential ability. He was a good signing this season. Ward-Prowse, maybe not the best signing I've ever made, but I think a good experienced player to have in the squad. Not that experience really got us across the line. Well, maybe it did. He got an assist in the last game of the season, but it probably did balance out the squad a wee bit, considering the fact that the rest of the players are genuine wonder kids. Ajita again a B-. That's not too bad. Mulgrew again an A+. Mainly because of the club paying so little for him. Yep, that's the only reason I'd agree with that. He's not been the best player ever. Agnew only getting a C. I think that's fair. Gama certainly getting an A+. I think he's been an amazing signing. Didn't do insanely well, but for 1.1 million, you really can't complain. This guy, say his name, he's come in for a free as well. Really good signing. Ramon, definitely not going to be our highest rating ever. I'm fully expecting a low one here. Yes, a D. Marilla, a C. That's not shocking. Yeah, Ramon or Marilla certainly not going to be signed on a free not on a free, it will be for a fee, so they're not going to be signed for that at the end of the season. A couple of youngsters getting some alright ratings. Gonzalo, I remember that. That's how I decided I was going to call him. And also this man coming in. And it seemed overall like we have made some pretty good signings this year. They just haven't quite worked out exactly how we wanted them to. But at the end of the day, we've survived, and that's all that matters. We have an average home attendance of 27,000 with a 94% home attendance percentage, which is quite good, especially considering the fact that we're moving into a smaller stadium. So that's not ideal for the future of the finances of the club, but we're doing pretty well financially, and we have some pretty good moments to remember. The match to remember was the game early in the season against Chelsea where Edgehill scored, and mate, we missed him this year. If you don't remember, he was at the start of the season. I don't think I ever really talked about it, but he damaged his ligament and he was out all season, and I really didn't. Yeah, I should have touched on it more than I did. Can we still not look at this goal of the season? Okay, okay. Every time we come into this, it's just me commenting on how you can't look at the goal of the season. But either way, it's okay. 4-1 win against Aston Villa, our biggest win, and this 3-3 draw against Leeds included the goal of the season. Obviously, we can't look at it though. We do have some pretty good finances at the club right now. We do have a fair amount of annual revenue, not as much broadcasting revenue, not as much competition prize money, obviously, because we did finish lower in the league, and not as much match day commercial and retail. So it's kind of moving in the right direction. We've got more sponsorship, but we just need to perform on the pitch to make sure that we do get the rest of the sort of areas done. But I think the most important thing that we're seeing here is that our reputation has just gone up from 3 stars to 3.5. And you have no idea how much that is going to affect this transfer window. We might be able to sign some actually decent players who will be able to progress the club, who aren't wonder kids. So that is certainly going to be an exciting window for us this year. Fabio Silva gained the most shirts sold. Gravenberch, then Voigt, then Gassama, then Ward-Prowse. I'm surprised that Voigt is up there, especially considering the fact that he was not exactly one of our starters this year. And we're actually going to find out who our starters were this year if it doesn't, make me look like an idiot. Come on. Do I click it? Maybe. Okay. Yeah, that's just me making myself look like an idiot. Gassama, Silva, Agnew, Semple, Gravenberch, Miraval, Ward-Prowse, Manu, Braithwaite, Boyd, and Vasquez. I completely agree with that 11. I don't know if I'd say that was our best 11, but that was definitely the side that I used the most throughout the season. Agnew, just not amazing this year, unfortunately, but Semple and Gravenberch ending up being a pretty good dynamic duo. I don't know what it was about Semple. Just something about him consistently got us wins, and I can't really put my finger on it. He didn't get many goals, he didn't get many assists, he didn't even get a hugely high average rating, but he did well, and he got goals. I mean, he got the wins for us, and that's all that really matters. Ward-Prowse out on that right-hand side could be up for debate, considering the fact that he's got quite a low average rating, but I don't think there was anyone else really pushing for that spot apart from Petty. The accolades this season, this is what we want to see. Fans player of the season, it's got to be Vasquez. He was an amazing keeper for us this year, coming away with a 7.19 rating, only conceding 48 goals. That is ridiculous for a squad that are all the way down in, what are we down in, 16th place now? That is absolutely insane. 111 saves held, a 55 save parries, oh my gosh, 11 clean sheets as well. This man is going places. He is certainly going to be wanted by other clubs. Hopefully, the fact that we have re-signed him for another 4 years this season is going to deter any potential, wanting clubs. He has gotten the young player of the season as well. Fabio Silva with the signing of the season, goal of the season going to Fabio Silva. Gassama with the most goals scored, 14, and 14 of those being in the league, whereas Fabio Silva only scored 13, so I did actually get that wrong. Gassama's still the top goal scorer. I mean, it's good to see him still getting the top goal scoring feat, but he's certainly being caught much closer this year. I think this is one of our main concerns for this season. Gravenberch with 5 assists, winning the most assists for the season. That is not what we want to be seeing. but I mean, it's better than nothing, let's all be honest here. João Vasquez, most man of the match awards, of course, highest average rating, João Vasquez as well. And Marivelle with the most passes completed per 90. Interesting stuff. We've got some record breakers. What? How has Gravenberch broken the assist record? I don't understand it, but we'll go with it either way. Alex Hunter's gone the most league appearances by the player. I think that's actually broken his record as well, so he just keeps on going up and up with that. Most league goals scored by a player. Gassama, of course, is breaking his own records at this point. Wijnaldum is the oldest player for our club, 36 years of age and 287 days. And the highest transfer fee ever paid is Manu. And I'm not sure if he's quite showing that just yet, but he's still got a lot of life left in him, and he's actually wanted by a few clubs. So, I mean, I'm not completely opposed to him going, and that's all that she wrote. Record low number of wins for Salford, which is not what we want to see. Like, record number low. Okay, it's not ideal at the moment, and how Hunter is still out on that left side is so beyond me. It's not even funny. Aside from that, I think it's pretty solid. I think Vasquez is certainly coming close into taking over that spot. Only Vasquez and Fish coming into the 11. Patty's actually moved into the starting lineup instead of, I want to say, who's been taken out? I believe it would be Josh Clark. So it's interesting to see how he's only just been overtaken. Brian and the Bolger, I think those are two fine additions. I'd say Braithwaite probably deserves to be starting. He's not even on the bench, which is shocking in my opinion. Scowen, he wasn't that great. He just wasn't that great. Hunt and Poigmal makes sense. De Silva, I think, needs to be respected so much more than he is at this club. He's not even on the favoured personnel. The fact that I'm not on the favoured personnel, that I'm not in the icons is beyond me as well, but I think De Silva should be on favoured personnel. João Vasquez is now a new player in the favoured personnel. I think that is completely understandable, but De Silva's been here for years, man. He is an absolute club league legend. There's no two ways about that. He's been with us all the way down in the Sky Bet League 2 with our first season with this save, so it's outstanding to see him coming up through the ranks that much. We've got Hunter out on the side. He just wasn't that good for us. Like, even back in League 2, he was average at best. It just shows how not great our left wingers has been. I'd probably say move Edgehill out onto the left and bring Perry out onto the right, and that would be much more sense to me. But Kasama up top, there's no one else to be even disputed in there. And if you want to take a look at who else is in there, you can, where they are now. And I'm really not that bothered by the whole situation. But the club expectations for next season is that we want to avoid relegation again and then become an established Premier League side. I think that is a good one. I certainly can agree with that. They want us to play entertaining football. I'll try and get rid of it. I'm not feeling too optimistic about getting rid of it, but no. Okay, we're going to have to play attacking, entertaining, high-tempo football. I guess we've been doing it every other season, so surely we can do it this year. This year, we're going to just try and say to them, we're going to avoid relegation this year. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. And once we return from holidays, we're going to... I don't know. I don't have time to think of promises at this point. It's too much pressure if you add that. Where can we go for our trip? Let's go. Last year I went to Scotland, I think. Let's take them to Germany. Should we? Yeah, Germany. Let's go for it. Let's broaden our horizons. And unfortunately, Dimitrich, he can't avoid relegation with the boys. And at the end of the day, that is where we are going to end the season, with an unhappy player. What is? We haven't improved the coaching team. Harden up, man. Harden up. I'm sorry, but if you want to leave, go ahead, leave. We bought you for £16 million. He's now worth £6. Yeah, please don't leave. We're not going to make profit on you. That is where we're going to end this episode. If that doesn't deserve a like rating, I don't know what does. Subscribe so you do not miss the transfer special and next episode. Thank you so much for watching once again. I appreciate all the support on the channel lately. I don't know how many more seasons I'm going to do of this save. I mean, let me know down in the comment section below how many more seasons you think you could take of this save. I still love it. I still think it's great, but we are really getting to the point where it is a lot of regions, and I'm not at that point where we're really pushing for Europa League, and we're still trying to establish ourselves as a Premier League squad. It's going to be a while before we start pushing for the league and the Champions League in the future, but I'm thinking I could do 2 or 3 more seasons tops, and I hope that you will respect that and feel the same way, to be honest. But I'm loving it at this current point in time, and who knows, 10 seasons down the line we could still be loving it. But I'm expecting the views to be around like 10 by then. I've got other ideas for a series. If you do have any ideas for series, let me know down in the comment section below. I'm always open to interpretation and open to new ideas. But for now, thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you all later. We're staying in the Prem. Get in.